Good evening, everyone. Tonight we gather not just to talk about fitness, but about something much greater: discipline, growth, and the relentless pursuit of potential. Every rep counts. It's a simple phrase, but it carries the weight of transformation. Every time you lift, push, pull, or run, you're doing far more than moving muscle. You're building a foundation. You're shaping the strength not only of your body, but of your character. Each repetition is a promise that you will show up even when no one is watching, that you will fight through fatigue, push past doubt, and rise beyond your limits. Because greatness isn't forged in comfort. It's carved out of consistency, out of those small silent moments when you decide to do one more rep, one more set, one more step toward the person you're meant to become. And that's the truth of destiny. It's not something we find, it's something we build, brick by brick, rep by rep. So as you train, remember this: the gym is more than a room full of weights. It's a reflection of life itself. The resistance you face there teaches you how to handle the resistance out there in your work, your relationships, your dreams. The same muscles you strengthen in the gym are the ones you'll use to lift your life. When you walk out of Ashton Hall tonight, carry that energy with you. Let every rep remind you of purpose. Let every drop of sweat remind you that progress is earned, not given. And when you look in the mirror, don't just see the body you built. Each repetition in training represents progress. Not just physical, but mental and emotional growth. Every time you lift a weight, stretch beyond your limit, or push through fatigue, you are doing far more than performing an exercise. You are building a pattern of persistence that extends far beyond the gym. Each rep is a reminder that progress is measured not by leaps, but by consistent, deliberate steps forward. It's in those moments of repetition, the slow grind, the steady rhythm, that transformation quietly takes root. When you step into the gym, you enter a space of potential. The weights may seem heavy, the routine repetitive, but behind every rep lies an opportunity to evolve. Every controlled motion is a lesson in patience and focus. The body learns endurance, but the mind learns something deeper: resilience. You start to realize that change doesn't come all at once. It builds rep by rep through effort that accumulates over time. What may feel small in the moment becomes significant in the long run. Each repetition also builds self-trust. When you promise yourself that you'll do one more rep, and you keep that promise, you strengthen more than your muscles. You strengthen your word. You prove to yourself that you can follow through, that you can keep pushing even when no one else is watching. This quiet integrity forms the foundation for growth in every other part of life. Because if you can stay disciplined when it's hard, when you're tired, when you'd rather stop, then you can handle any challenge outside the gym with the same mindset. The beauty of repetition is that it doesn't just sculpt the body, it reshapes the mind. With every rep, your brain learns focus. You tune out distractions, center your attention, and move with purpose. Over time, this practice of mindfulness transforms your approach to everything else you do. You start showing up differently, more present, more grounded, more determined. What begins as a workout becomes a mental training ground for life itself. Progress, too, becomes redefined. You stop chasing perfection and start appreciating consistency. You begin to see that success isn't about how much you lift in a day, but about how often you show up to lift at all. You learn to celebrate the small victories, the extra rep you didn't think you had in you, the steady breath through a tough set, the recovery after a setback. These small wins stack up, shaping both your strength and your mindset. And that's the essence of transformation. It's built quietly through effort that may not always be visible. Every rep counts because it contributes to something greater than the physical change you see in the mirror. It builds discipline, confidence, and belief. It teaches that you can endure. That growth takes time, and that persistence always pays off. In the beginning, every rep feels like work. But as you keep going, every rep becomes a statement of purpose, a declaration that you refuse to quit. It's a conversation between your body and your willpower, a steady rhythm that says, I am still here, I am still growing. And that message echoes beyond the walls of the gym. It shapes the way you face life's challenges, the way you chase goals, and the way you carry yourself through obstacles. So when you pick up the weight, remember that it's not just about building muscle, it's about building momentum. Each repetition, no matter how small, is a brick laid in the foundation of your future strength. And when the days get tough, when the progress feels slow, remember this: every rep counts. Not because of what it does to your body, but because of what it teaches your spirit. Success isn't born from talent alone, it's built through consistent action, focus, and persistence, even when motivation fades. Discipline is the quiet force that turns goals into reality. The invisible muscle that grows stronger each time you choose to stay committed when it would be easier to quit. While motivation sparks the beginning of any journey, it is discipline that carries you through to the end. It's not about feeling ready, it's about showing up, especially on the days when you don't. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, Even when you don't feel like it, it's waking up early to train when the bed feels too warm, eating clean when temptation whispers in your ear, and pushing through exhaustion when comfort calls your name. In those moments, when you silence excuses and take action anyway, you build something more powerful than physical strength. You build character. Every decision to keep going strengthens your will, and your will is what defines your destiny. Many people start their journeys full of energy and enthusiasm, but when progress slows, when results don't come as fast as expected, that's when discipline separates the dreamers from the doers. The disciplined person doesn't rely on emotion, they rely on purpose. They understand that every small step forward, even when unseen, matters. Progress is not always visible in the mirror or on the scale. Sometimes it happens quietly, in your patience, in your consistency, in your refusal to give up. Discipline also teaches respect for time, effort, and growth. It shows you that success can't be rushed or borrowed. It must be earned through repetition and resilience. Each day of disciplined effort compounds like interest in a bank. One day's work may seem small, but over time it creates results that can't be denied. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to trust yourself, to follow through, and to stay grounded in your purpose. When motivation fades, discipline remains. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline is a decision. It's what you fall back on when enthusiasm disappears. The strongest athletes, leaders, and achievers all share this one truth. They don't rely on feeling ready, they rely on being consistent. They know that greatness isn't something that happens overnight. It's the product of countless ordinary days done with extraordinary commitment. Discipline also builds freedom. At first, it may seem restrictive, following a schedule, maintaining routines, sacrificing comfort. But over time, discipline gives you control over your life. It frees you from chaos, distraction, and regret. The person who practices discipline shapes their destiny with intention, while the person without it drifts wherever impulse leads. Through structure and self-control, discipline creates space for real progress and lasting success. It's also important to remember that discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. You will stumble, miss days, and feel unmotivated. That's part of the process. Discipline is not about never failing. It's about never staying down. It's about getting back up, learning from mistakes, and continuing forward no matter how slow the pace. The disciplined person knows that progress is built on consistency, not flawless performance. Every act of discipline, every early morning, every extra set, every decision to stay focused shapes who you are becoming. Over time, these small choices build a version of you that is unstoppable. A version of you that doesn't wait for the right moment but creates it. And when the results finally come, they are not the product of luck or chance. They are the reflection of every disciplined choice you made along the way. So remember, this discipline defines destiny. It's not what you do when it's easy that counts. It's what you do when it's hard. Talent may open the door, but discipline keeps you walking through it. Each time you act with purpose, the gym is more than a place filled with weights and machines. It's a mirror of life itself. Every struggle under the bar, every ounce of resistance, every moment when you want to stop but keep going, all of it reflects the challenges, pressures, and victories that shape who you are outside those walls. What happens in training is a rehearsal for what happens in life. The strength you build there isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. Each drop of sweat carries a story of persistence, a lesson about how to face the obstacles that come your way beyond the gym. When you lift a weight, you confront resistance. That resistance is what makes you stronger both in the gym and in life. The heavier the challenge, the greater the opportunity to grow. In life, just like in training, resistance builds resilience. Every setback, every hardship, every difficult situation is a kind of weight, and how you respond to it determines how strong you become. If you avoid it, you remain the same. But if you face it head on, you evolve. The same way your muscles adapt to heavier loads, your spirit adapts to the pressures of life. The gym teaches you that pain has purpose. The burn in your muscles, the fatigue in your body, these sensations remind you that growth requires struggle. Nothing worth having comes easily. When you push through discomfort, you train your mind to see beyond temporary pain and focus on lasting results. That mindset is essential in life too. Challenges are not punishments, they are opportunities disguised as discomfort. They test your patience, sharpen your focus, and reveal what you're truly capable of. In training, you learn the value of consistency. You realize that showing up matters more than being perfect. The same principle applies outside the gym, in your career, relationships, and personal goals. Progress is never instant, it's gradual. One workout won't change you, just like one decision in life won't define you. But repeated effort day after day builds momentum. Over time, those small, steady actions transform you. The gym reminds you that big results are simply the accumulation of small, disciplined efforts done with intention. The lessons of failure are also powerful. There will be days when you can't lift what you hoped, when fatigue wins, when motivation fades, but those are the days that truly teach you. In life, just like in training, failure is feedback, not a final verdict. Each failed rep tells you where you need to improve. It humbles you, grounds you, and prepares you for future success. The person who learns to embrace failure in the gym learns to face failure in life without fear. You understand that setbacks aren't signs to stop, they're signals to adapt and come back stronger. Another lesson the gym mirrors is self-awareness. When you train, you connect deeply with your body. You learn how it responds when it's strong and when it's tired. Similarly in life, you must learn to listen to yourself, to your emotions, your limits, and your energy. True strength isn't just about pushing harder, it's about knowing when to rest, when to recover, and when to rise again. Balance is as essential as effort. Perhaps the most important reflection of life found in the gym is community. No matter how individual your goals are, you quickly learn that support, encouragement, and shared struggle make the journey meaningful. The same applies beyond fitness. Life is about lifting each other up, celebrating progress, and learning together. Strength is contagious when shared, so when you step into the gym, understand that every workout is a metaphor for life. The weights you lift represent the challenges you face. The effort you give represents your determination to rise. The growth you see over time represents the person you're becoming. The gym doesn't just build your body, it reveals your mindset, your habits, and your values. Every rep you complete, every goal you chase, every obstacle you overcome inside the gym. True progress in any pursuit is not about how intense you can be in a single moment, but about how consistently you can show up over time. Consistency beats intensity every time. It's easy to pour your energy into one powerful workout, one burst of effort, or one short-lived period of motivation. But the real test of strength, physical, mental, and emotional, lies in your ability to keep going even when excitement fades and results come slowly. Intensity can create sparks, but consistency builds fire. It's that steady, unbroken rhythm of effort that turns ambition into achievement. In the gym, you quickly learn this truth. A single brutal workout won't change your body, just as one missed session won't ruin it. What matters is what you do repeatedly. The choices you make day after day. It's showing up when it rains, when you're tired, when you don't feel inspired. That's where the magic happens. Consistency doesn't demand perfection, it demands presence. You don't have to be extraordinary every day. You just have to refuse to quit. Intensity is seductive because it feels dramatic. It makes you feel powerful in the moment. You push hard, sweat, and feel alive. But intensity without consistency fades quickly. The person who trains hard once a week will never surpass the person who trains steadily with focus and patience several times a week. The same principle applies in every area of life, whether it's building a career, mastering a skill, or improving yourself. Lasting success comes from repeated effort, not occasional extremes. Consistency is the quiet power that most people overlook. It's not glamorous or exciting, but it's unstoppable. Each time you repeat a behavior, you strengthen a habit. Over time, habits shape identity. When you consistently train, you start to see yourself as someone who shows up, someone who follows through. That self-image becomes a source of pride and confidence. You no longer rely on motivation to act. Action becomes who you are. It's also through consistency that progress becomes measurable. When you commit to a steady routine, you give yourself the gift of momentum. The small improvements that seem invisible at first start to add up. A little more endurance here, a little more strength there, until one day you look back and realize how far you've come. Progress rarely announces itself loudly. It whispers through quiet, persistent effort. Consistency also teaches patience. One of the hardest but most valuable lessons of growth. We live in a world that celebrates fast results and instant gratification. But true transformation takes time. You can't rush it. The gym reminds you of this truth. The body doesn't change overnight, and neither does the mind. Every repetition, every session, every day you show up plants a seed. It might take weeks or months to see the results, but they come not from force, but from faithfulness to the process. Another thing consistency gives you is stability. When life feels unpredictable, your routine becomes an anchor. The discipline of returning to your goals, no matter how chaotic things get, provides structure and peace. Even on bad days, doing something familiar and productive reminds you that you're still in control of your direction. That stability becomes strength. Intensity burns bright, but often burns out. Consistency endures. It's sustainable because it's rooted in balance. It allows for rest, for recovery, for learning along the way. Consistency is not about going all out every day. It's about doing enough every day to move forward. It's about keeping promises to yourself, about staying committed long after the initial spark has faded. Over time, consistency builds trust, not with others, but with yourself. You begin to believe in your own ability to commit and deliver. That self-trust is priceless. It's the foundation upon which all confidence and success are built. When you know you can depend on yourself to keep showing up, you stop doubting your capacity to achieve. So remember, anyone can start strong, but only the consistent finish strong. The real winners aren't those who burn out with intensity. Every drop of sweat that falls during training carries meaning. It represents effort, sacrifice, and determination. It's not just a sign that your body is working. It's proof that you are committed to something greater than comfort. Sweat builds more than muscle. It builds mindset, character, and confidence. It's a symbol of everything you've given, everything you've overcome, and everything you're willing to endure for the sake of growth. Each drop tells a story of perseverance and progress, a silent testament to your dedication. When you train, the sweat on your skin is the body's way of showing the work your mind has done. It's the result of countless decisions to keep moving when it would have been easier to stop. Every rep, every step, every ounce of effort draws that sweat out of you like truth, raw and undeniable. It doesn't lie. You can't fake it. You can't shortcut it. It's the honest evidence of commitment. The harder you work, the more you earn it. And with it, you begin to build something invisible but powerful, the inner belief that you can handle anything. Sweat is also the currency of progress. You can't buy strength, you have to sweat for it. You can't wish for endurance, you have to earn it through repetition and resilience. Every bead of sweat is an investment, a deposit into your future self. You may not see immediate results, but the effort accumulates. Over time, those hours of work, those moments of struggle, become the foundation of transformation. The body changes, yes, but the mind changes even more. You learn that progress is paid for with effort, not excuses. There is also something deeply humbling about sweat. It strips away pretense and ego. No matter who you are, how talented, or what your background is, everyone in the gym sweats the same. It's the great equalizer. It reminds you that success is not reserved for the gifted. It's reserved for the dedicated. Sweat levels the field between the naturally strong and the endlessly determined. It says, you've worked for this, and that truth carries more value than any praise or recognition. Beyond its physical meaning, sweat is a reflection of emotional strength. It's what happens when you push yourself past limits, when you silence the voice that says you can't and replace it with the belief that you can. Every drop is a mark of courage, proof that you didn't give up when it got hard. That effort doesn't just build muscles, it builds self-respect. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who dreams, but as someone who acts. That realization alone changes everything. The power of sweat extends beyond the gym. The same principles apply in life. Every challenge, every long day, every demanding goal will make you sweat in one form or another. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional effort, the struggle is what builds strength. When you push yourself to achieve something meaningful, you will face discomfort, but it's that discomfort that transforms you. Sweat becomes a metaphor for the energy and persistence you invest into your dreams. It also connects you to gratitude. The ability to work hard, to move, to push your limits, that's a gift. Every drop of sweat is a reminder that you are capable, that your body and mind are strong enough to strive for more. When you train, you're not just sculpting your body, you're honoring it. You're acknowledging the power within you to improve, adapt, and endure. And when the session ends, when you stand there with sweat dripping down your face, you realize something profound. You've earned it. You've proven that effort matters. You've proven that hard work always leaves a mark, not just on your body, but on your soul. The satisfaction that follows isn't about looking better. It's about knowing you gave everything you had. That kind of fulfillment can't be bought or borrowed. It's only achieved through effort and honesty. So every time you feel the sweat forming, don't see it as exhaustion. See it as destiny is not something that appears suddenly or falls into place by chance. It is something built through effort, decision, and determination. You don't find destiny waiting for you at the end of the road. You create it with every step you take. Each choice, each challenge, and each small act of discipline adds another layer to who you are becoming. Life doesn't hand you meaning. You shape it through action, persistence, and belief. Every rep, every moment of struggle is a tool you use to sculpt the future you desire. When people talk about destiny, they often speak as if it's something already written, something fixed. But the truth is, destiny is more like clay, soft and shapeless at first, molded by what you do every day. Your habits, your focus, and your resilience determine its final form. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And it's in those responses, the decision to push harder, to stay patient, to stay true, that destiny begins to take shape. The act of building destiny is no different from training your body. You start with a vision of strength, of balance, of mastery, and then you work for it piece by piece. At first, progress feels slow, even invisible. You may question whether it's worth it. But over time, effort compounds. The things that once seemed impossible start to feel natural. The same is true of life. Every day you choose growth over comfort. You're building the version of yourself who is ready to live the future you dream of. Destiny isn't built in grand moments. It's built in small, consistent actions. It's formed in the early mornings when you choose to get up and work, in the late nights when you keep going after everyone else stops, It's built in silence, long before anyone sees your success. Each act of discipline is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. Those moments may feel ordinary, but they are the reason extraordinary things become possible later on. You also shape your destiny through mindset. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines what becomes possible. If you believe you're limited, your actions will reflect that. But if you believe you are capable, that you can grow, adapt, and overcome, then the world begins to expand around you. Destiny favors those who believe in their ability to change it. It rewards persistence and punishes doubt. The mind, like the body, must be trained daily to stay strong. Building your destiny also requires courage. The courage to take risks, to fail, and to rise again. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and days when nothing seems to move forward. But destiny isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Every obstacle you face is not a wall meant to stop you, it's a test meant to strengthen you. When you overcome it, you add another piece to the story of who you're becoming. Another truth is that destiny is not built alone. Along your path, you meet people who challenge you, support you, and inspire you. Each connection shapes you in some way. The lessons you learn from others, whether through their encouragement or their opposition, all become part of your growth. Even the hardest experiences, the ones that break you down, become the same ones that teach you how to rebuild stronger. When you look back one day, you'll realize that your destiny wasn't a single moment of success or recognition. It was every small decision you made along the way, every time you chose effort over ease, progress over perfection, purpose over distraction. You'll see that your future wasn't waiting to be discovered, it was waiting to be built. So don't wait for destiny to find you. Go and shape it. Put in the work, face the resistance, and trust the process. Each rep, each day, each decision adds definition to the person you're becoming. Your destiny is not written in the stars. It's written in your sweat, your consistency, and your courage. Build it one choice at a time, and in doing so, you'll not only shape your body, but also the future that was always meant to be yours.